So a lot of the time in One Piece, there are moments where people get confused either after a chapter, maybe after an episode, and people often have complaints and misunderstandings of what's going on with the Haki, the levels, the depiction of it. So today we're just going to run through all of them, maybe, change some misconceptions that you or other people may have. So stay tuned and let your friends know that Haki and how it is being explained in this video. So, for those of you worried about spoilers, as always, there is stuff in the description to let you know where you need to be episode-wise or chapter-wise, depending on how you follow One Piece. But, obviously, the very basics of Haki is just an exertion of your willpower and, making it, act physically in the world, right? There's the three colors. There is armament, observation, and conquerors. Observation being your awareness of your surroundings, armament being an armor that literally defends you, and conquerors being, using your willpower to, exerting your willpower on other people or objects to kind of just make them subject to you, I guess. But then we run into, that's simple and all, but we run into the problem of the advanced types and what it means. Now, I will say that one thing that is misunderstood when it comes to advanced types is that advanced types are actually just techniques and skills, right? Having an advanced type doesn't make your Haki in that area stronger than someone else's Haki automatically. I think that is a misconception that people have. Just because someone has an advanced form of armament Haki does not make their armament Haki stronger than someone who does not have the advanced form, right? Haki is not really a new form. It's more of a technique that you add, right? So it's not like, if you had to put it in One Piece terms or One Piece character terms, it's like Sanji putting on the raid suit, which is what lots of people think it is, which is not, right? It's more like Sanji using the Diable Jump, right? That is quite an apt comparison, right? So it does make both of them make him stronger, but they make him stronger in different ways, right? While the raid suit is a buff overall, it boosts his durability, his speed, gives him invisibility on top of that, and makes him overall stronger. That is not what advanced Haki in general does. That is not what it is. At least so far from what we've seen, that's not what advanced Haki does. What it does do is kind of like Diable Jump, right? It's an extra boost, right? Now, this may help you in your destructive power, so it may make you stronger in that sense, but it doesn't make your Haki necessarily better. So the Diable Jump doesn't make Sanji necessarily faster or necessarily tougher, right? It just boosts his, offensive power from his legs. That's the basic premise of it. It's this one technique that boosts this specific skill. It does not make him stronger overall. So there could still be someone who's, better speed than Sanji, but doesn't have that one technique of the Diable Jump, which Sanji has. And it goes, for all the different types of advancement. Now, let's just run through some of the advancements really quickly, at least the main advancements that we've seen so far. Which, for armament Haki, that is, you have the very basic of just coaching yourself in armament Haki. You have the ability to push it outwards. And one that I'm not quite sure is an armament Haki alone thing is the one where it goes into objects and destroys them from the inside. Observation, we have the future sight. And for Conquerors, we've got whatever it is that Oda revealed that we still need a bit more details on, but it seems that it makes you so much stronger. At least that's what we know for now. I did make a video on it, so you can go check that out for more thoughts there. But just coming back a bit to the armament Haki one that I mentioned, I said I'm not sure, because that one, the one of going inside other objects and actually destroying them from the inside, that doesn't feel very armament Haki-ish to me. Main reason being is that nothing about armor involves actually going inside other objects and breaking them, right? That feels like a mixture of armament and conquerors, right? The conquerors aspect of making your opponents subject to your will, right? Going into them and destroying them from the inside. So it feels like a mixture, right? This is just my headcanon on it, Oda may just be thinking, yeah, no, it's just purely armament. Or he may think it's actually a mixture of both, and, that's yet to come up in the story. Because that would explain why Hyogoro, who is a master of Haki and known him for many years, couldn't do that technique, while Luffy, who basically just discovered how recently started learning it, could automatically do it, right? It would explain a few stuff here, but let's not get too much into that. Let's get back to the main purpose of this video and just talk about the different types, right? So just because Luffy has all these advanced techniques doesn't make his Haki automatically stronger than someone like Jinbei, right? Jinbei probably still has overall better armament Haki than Luffy. It's just Luffy may know more advanced techniques that Jinbei himself doesn't actually know, right? So Jinbei may just know the basic one, but his overall strength, like the strength of his Haki and like how refined it is still to a much greater degree than Luffy's. Luffy just has these extra techniques that he uses. And we see it because it seems that a lot of characters who do have the Haki, they don't seem, even though they may not have advanced techniques, they don't seem any weaker than characters who, show off such advanced techniques, right? Jinbei is a very classic one, very solid character, and I expect we'll probably see some others who are very solid, even though they don't have many advanced techniques like, some other characters may have. Now, moving on from there, I'd just like to talk a bit because, other people like to bring up all these other advancements and, talk about who has it and who doesn't. And I think that's just down to the way One Piece is shaping up to be, the direction in which the story is going. Now, dealing first with what Haki looks like when someone's using it and when someone's not. I know some people like to make the distinction that, armament is first, the basic coating, and then there's the vulcanization. But I think that's one and the same because technically speaking, when you go through a series, you realize that Haki is not actually something you can see. So whether we actually see it drawn, the black arms and body parts and weapons or not, the characters in the actual story can't actually visually see that, right? So all the time it's always been invisible. So whether Oda shows it or not, it's always invisible. So there's no distinction there, right? And I think just moving on from no distinction, even though because it's always invisible, is that I think we're at a point where all the characters we're fighting now know Haki, unless someone is stated not to know. Because the reason for that is that we've moved throughout the story from not knowing what Haki is to explaining it, seeing that characters have it, and then reaching a point where some characters had it and some didn't, right? And in that case, it was important to say that, okay, you know what? Haki is actually an important thing in the One Piece world. It helps you fight stronger. Mihawk kind of stressed the point to Zoro about getting even a nick as a swordsman on your blade is shameful. Right, so it showed how much, how important Haki is. And when that was the focus of the story, a lot of the battles started being that, if you have Haki, then it's just a battle of, who has more Haki, and if you don't have Haki, you're kind of gonna lose. But that was back when some characters didn't have Haki or couldn't really use it well. Now the story's gone into a new part of the, new zone. And in this zone that we're in, we're at a point where most characters, if not all the strong characters, have and know Haki well, right? They may not be advanced, they may not have all these top tier moves, but they have it and they know how to use it very well. This is the case with the Tobiropo, and a lot of people, wanted to mention that, we wanted to see the Tobiropo use it, but I think the point with Oda is that, look, I don't need to explain this. It should be obvious that at this point in the series, if you don't have Haki, how are you really competing with anyone? But, as far as the Tobiropo, I think I even mentioned it. There was a chapter back when there was a debate of was this Ryo, was this not, and people were saying that no, Oda will show moves very clearly, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think Oda is going to show very clearly every new advancement in detail and make up a new move for Luffy to use every time he uses Haki and learns a new Haki technique. I think sometimes he may make one move up, but I think the general assumption is that Luffy is going to incorporate every advancement of Haki into all his techniques, and then maybe make up a new attack or one or two attacks that are new, possibly a new gear based on advanced Haki techniques he's learned. But for the most part, Oda doesn't really want to spoon feed us, also because he doesn't have the time. I think it's just an expectation that, look guys, I think it should be obvious that at this point, Like I was saying, Tobiropo, I think at that point it should have been clear that, you know, a lot of characters know Haki. Even that clash between Ulti and Luffy, that was Haki based, right? That was Ulti using her Haki with her Devil Fruit, Luffy using his Haki, both of them using advanced Haki, if you ask me. Based on the way the panels were drawn, it feels like that's what happened, because Ulti also knowing Armament Haki, you know, with the fact that she literally bangs her forehead everywhere, that makes sense to me. Also, her attacks were described as being a cannon. So, yeah, foreheads don't cause explosions. Advanced Haki does. But anyway, guys, the story is moving to a new direction, right? It's not just about who has Haki and who doesn't, or who has this advanced Haki and who doesn't have, because I feel like that's where people want to go, but I think that's not where Oda's going. I think that may be good to understand power-ups, but it's not going to be about who has advanced Haki and who doesn't, which is why I also stress a lot, you know, of the time that not everyone's going to have advanced conquerors. Not everyone suddenly has conquerors to be a top tier. I think advanced techniques is great for seeing power-ups. It's going to be with some characters, but not everyone. The story is not going to be just about who has the best Haki anymore. It's going to be about your overall strength and everything you've got going for you. Devil Fruits, techniques, swordsmanship, Rokushiki, all these different things will factor in, and it's not going to just be a, you know, Haki contest per se. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this made sense to you, if this helped you understand, see the story a bit differently, and start to accept everything that's going on. As always, like the video if you like the video, subscribe for more content like this. If you have time, please watch more of the videos. And if not, thank you for watching this video to the end, guys. This is King KZ. I'll see you in the next one.